Mind Gap Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
I'm Justin. And Doug, if you could switch lives with any fictional character for one day, who would it be and why?
See, this is simple for me. It's basically an extra. You'd
be an extra?
I'd be an extra. I'd be like an average dude in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe. I want to be an earthbender.
Oh, thank God.
I want to know what it'd be like to just...
I thought you were going to stop with the Avatar. I was like, now you've made me upset. But
I want to be an avatar. I want to be an average soldier from Earth.
It's such a...
Not even on the planet. Just at Earth. I want to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
Just want to be working on stuff and just being like, getting my used to the GI Bill to get me through college, see what that's like,
I want to be part of the logistics department, sitting on the ship, just making sure things get to where they need to be.
Yeah, right. I'm in charge of the cryo freeze stuff. I don't even get to go anywhere. I'm just on Earth,
Right. I'm just, I basically make shipping labels all day.
That's right. I'm like, I run routes for people. I'm like, this is the most efficient way to get there. Practical Doug is putting his brain to use,
It is. Okay, so Last Airbender.
Yeah. I want to be an earthbender.
Ooh.
Don't have to be my favorite. It's just like, I want to know what that's like, just to be able to be like, huh, and just like just terraform the world around you. Like
I have follow-up questions, but go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your
Well, no, I wanted to see if you had more because I might be answered.
I don't. Maybe
So
I will.
Why Earth?
See, I find earthbenders of all of that sort of stuff, like, because there's waterbenders, there's firebenders, there's airbenders, there's earthbenders. Air, I'm like, okay, cool.
I bet
breezy.
all the time.
I can glide. Whatever.
Right.
Doesn't really suit me. Water, yeah. Water's okay. Like, you can take water, you can turn into ice. It's just like, I don't know. For me, a lot of the practical applications of that, it's not great. I guess you could be more efficient, with watering your lawn or something.
We're showing some signs of being fucking wet.
Exactly. Firebenders, that's just danger. That's just danger waiting to happen. In my hands, come on. Come on. I'm going to fuck something up.
I would not want you to be. How about think about at a barbecue, how popular you would be.
I could
Right.
Like,
you could just sit there and hold your hand
I can start
over
a campfire, no problem.
Hold your hand over the steak and just grill it. How unsanitary would that be?
I mean, it's fire, so it's like it's going to burn all the bacteria.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
So,
but where's it coming from? Like, is it
from?
You don't know what
from the passion,
Oh, is that
from
it?
The passion in your heart, You have to tap into your passion. I don't know what accent I'm doing.
I was like, there was Scottish. We started Scottish and we ended Tommy Wiseau.
See, I wasn't thinking Scottish. I was thinking like, Spanish, but no, it wasn't there. It's fine. That's why I thought, but Scottish came out.
Scottish came out to start, but then we ended with the guy from The Room.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hello. Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah.
So all those are.
I feel like Earth is so practical. Like, there's so many just regular uses you could do in a day. The amount of work I could get done in a day.
Explain to me the because I'm not overly familiar with any of the lore of this world. So like, could you use this for lawn work?
Absolutely.
You could like lift leaves and stuff. Anything
that's like real, like you see in this movie, like people have built entire cities out of the earth. Like they just like, they're able to sculpt stuff. There's one city where they have all their stuff is shipped through like these slaloms of luges. They just send stuff and they move it like with their ability to bend the earth to different places and ship it all the way around the city. Like it's a very highly efficient. Imagine, remember the hydraulics? No, what is it? The things you used to have at banks,
the pneumatic tubes. Yeah.
Pneumatics. I was like, not hydraulics. Yeah. Pneumatic. Same. It's the same concept, but it's like they're moving it with the earth and they're like just in charge of like, starts at the top of the hill. It comes down to a section. They see where it's going and then they push it.
So
with their power.
So logistics.
Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic. You think about, just imagine going out to your lawn. Just imagine your lawn last summer, right? And you're like, man, we got to redo this. And you just go, and you're just like moving shit. with your bending earth, you know?
So, but do you is it like telekinesis where you can like lift rocks with your you can think about it, or like is it like just pushing it aside?
It involves a certain matter of like movement with your body.
Okay.
And there's certain things you can do to like, and different people can bend different things different ways. Some people can like pull earth up, slice them almost like they're like frisbees, and like chop those and attack people with like sliced rocks.
Interesting. Okay.
People can surround themselves with rocks, almost like armor. There's all sorts of shit people can do. Like it's really, really impressive.
Okay. I can see the practical. I can see the practical sides of the
earthbender is also stubborn, so I feel like I fall in that camp. So
what bender would I be?
You'd be the guy that hauls his cabbages around to every place in the series, and then his cabbages always get destroyed. His car gets destroyed.
Is that a guy?
And he goes, "My cabbages!"
I would be proud to be that man.
I don't know. You seem like a waterbender. You go with the flow. You're flexible. You're fluid. You know.
I want to be a cabbage bender. I don't want anything.
No.
But that.
He's just a vendor. He's not a bender. He's a vendor.
But I want to be a cabbage bender.
Well, hey, we can invent whatever we want in our universe.
Coleslaw,
you know,
sauerkraut, other things.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. That would be my day, guy. Come on.
Cabbage is one of the worst, vegetables.
It really is.
So disgusting.
So you think I'd potentially be a waterbender?
I can see as waterbender. I'd say when I first met you, maybe a firebender.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why would you ever think that?
I don't know. Just you're at a couple dark times.
Doug, I don't know what you're saying. I've never almost broken my hand on the desk.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. That you said
Justin
that, right?
would come in 15 minutes late. He would just sigh heavily, come in, and it's like, dad's home. You know, put his stuff down, turn on his computer, and just it's like, I'm like, hey bud, you're like, morning. I'm like, oh fuck, it was a bad commute today.
It was a bad guy.
You throw on your headset.
I hated the blue lights so much. Fuck that.
You throw on your headset and you'd be like, hey, this is Justin calling from assignment desk. Quick question. You turn it on. Like,
yeah, I was
like, all right,
uncomfortably good at that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all are to some degree. We got to learn that. Yeah. My favorite though is when you'd get off the phone and then you just like start doing voices. And I wasn't sure whether or not you were off the phone. I'm like, yeah, you have a good day. All right. Oh no, you have a good day. Like you just start like
you couldn't
mindlessly doing shit.
Did he hang up? Should we be concerned today?
I was like, he's changed his tone. Something's different.
All I needed to knock that first one out, and it was clear head. You know.
Yeah. And then you turn on like, hey guys, I'm sorry.
Let's talk.
Sorry, guys.
Oh my god. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I've got a little bit of firebender inside of me.
Yeah,
buried deep in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a little. Listen,
of my heart.
We have all the elements in our heart. We just it's basically the last after our last Airbender is just disc, but it's just with different different elements. You know.
I love the idea that someone took a super boring corporate concept and went, how can we make this fantasy?
Well, here's the thing. We've been doing this for forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at the Harry Potter houses.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
You know?
It's very true. Yeah. That's very
as
true.
Brennan Lee Mulligan likes to say, as he very expertly defined the alignment chart in D&D, he goes, we humans love this because we love putting stuff in boxes. We love assigning some sort of thing to ourselves.
Right.
So, of course, this makes sense to us.
It's very, very fucking true.
We are this box. Yes, that's me.
we all like a grid, a matrix that we can
assign purpose
categorize.
To. Astrology. It's all there, man.
It's all there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. How about
fictional character. That's a good. You make a strong case for I do like that you don't want to be a main character. You just want to be someone who has the ability, but has none of the responsibility of carrying the story forward.
None of the threat.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. That's the smart play. I feel like it'd be just to have the abilities. It'd be super stressful, but being John Wick for a day, I think would be fun.
Yeah, I don't want to be an assassin for a day. I'm good.
Why not? It'd be so. Just jump in there, feel what it feels like to take someone's
There's no
watch the soul
asterisk
leave
that
their
says you
eyes.
survive that day by being that person for a day.
I didn't realize that was. I guess
there's no clause in here that's like, who do you want to be for the day, and you're also safe for the entire day.
That's fair. Okay. That changes my answer. Because if we were like, you just get to pop in, pop out, and you're guaranteed to pop back out, that'd be
very fair. Very fair,
one thing.
right?
But yeah. So look, your desire to be like an NPC in the Airbender world makes a lot of sense now. Yeah. Okay. I get that. Oh shit. Okay. That's a good. You know what? Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. He is just happy all the time. Yeah, just to genuinely, just to be able to bounce around and just be like a happy idiot all day, like that. I think that would be fun.
Nice.
I think that would be very fun. And he has very low stakes. Not a lot going on in the 100-acre wood. All right.
Yeah. I'd like to be Charlotte from Charlotte's Web on the day that she dies.
Okay. Why?
Well, sometimes I want to die. And then, her babies can, also the idea that you're psychologically manipulating a pig just for your own gains is pretty awesome.
That would be fun. That would be pretty cool. I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, fuck you, pig. I'm dead. Oh, spider babies, go.
God, there's so many good answers to that though.
I know.
Like who you could be like just to pop in and pop out for a day. There's a lot of really good answers.
I know. And we've only thought of a couple of them. So you all let us know in those comments at youtube.com/mindgappodcast. What do you think? Which fictional character would you want to swap lives with for one day?
And keep in mind,
assuming you would come out alive.
No, assuming there's no guarantees. Okay?
All right.
No guarantees whatsoever.
No guarantees.
Choose wisely.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
Or join us. Hit the link in the description to our Discord. Put your answer down in there. Join the conversation. You can learn about Justin's secret dice that he found and how it's a curse because he rolled the dice. And you can see what's going on with that.
Follow along because I don't think it's done.
I don't think it should be done. I think it should continue on.
All right. We're doing it.
My favorite moment is Justin's like, cool, check out this dice. And everyone's like, oh, that's so cool. And then everyone goes, don't roll it.
Immediately. Everyone was like, it's cursed. I'm like, this is a fun. We found the bit very quickly. I like this.
Then he was like, don't do it. It's from Jumanji.
Right. And then what was the mystery? Was like, do you want to be cursed? This is how you get cursed.
Yeah. And you're like, cool, I rolled it.
I was like, I'm going to roll it. I'll follow up soon. And then nothing the rest of the night.
He goes, it's been 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Did not respond until this morning.
Did your power actually go out?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's a fun bit.
My internet went out last night, so I don't know. Like,
no. I just thought I was like, where can we start? That's plausible, and then where can we build to?
Speaking of, I had a random text tonight from someone that goes, "Are you busy? Do you have time to talk?"
Oh,
I was like,
those are my favorite.
I tapped into my inner Justin, and I go, "Yeah, you got that draft ready for me?"
Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. You make me so proud.
While we were recording, I just saw someone goes, "You may call me Vanessa. What may I call you?" I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
Oh,
Your boss, daddy,
We're going to have to craft responses after the show.
I'd be like, whoa. You think I don't know who you are?
Oh, come
on.
You can call me Tigger.
There we go. Boing, boing.
Boing, boing. Vanessa.
Boing, boing.
Oh,
Vanessa.
You can call me Wilson Fisk.
There we go.
Now we've got it. We found the through line.
We've done it.
Yeah.
We've done it.
That's everything you write back now is in Wilson Fisk's voice.
Give me more. I want more food. I want more food.
Daredevil. He's got such an interesting. I heard him in an interview with. I told you about it with Charlie Cox. They were doing this thing, and it was so weird to hear Vincent D'Onofrio's voice outside of because That's the character that I've most recently seen him as. And so I look at the face, I hear the voice, and I saw him sitting there, and I'm like, oh, weird. That's so wild. Like, he puts on such an affectation.
It's really good being, Wilson Fisk is takes me really out of my comfort zone. I really get to go places, and I really like it.
It's more, try a little bit more Scottish.
I really like it. It takes me places, you know what I mean? Freedom!
It's like a female triumph insult comic dog. I don't know what that was.
So bad. It's so bad.
Oh, God, that's amazing. So anyway, like Doug was saying, join our Discord. A lot of fun stuff happening on there. A lot of fun stuff happening.
We have a good time there.
We have good
people.
Doug, let me ask you a question. You go to the gym.
I do.
Do you guys have an area? Well, you've been to my gym too. You've seen that area where in the functional fitness section where it's got like the monkey bars, the pull up. It's got.
I've seen the squirt corner.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the squirt corner.
Yeah.
It's
that's really hard to keep a straight face on it.
I don't know where to take that one. But it's got one of the things it has on there is removable or movable dip bars.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's got ones that you can move up, down. You can move it to a different side, whatever. So there's a guy. Do you have those in your gym?
No.
Okay. You got a dip station though.
We have dip machine. We have assisted dips.
Sure.
And we also have just straight up like, here's the bars, do your dips.
Got it. Okay. So there's there's a gentleman who I've seen at my gym a few times now, and I'm of two minds on my feelings, and I wanted to put this out to you and see what your assessment was. He likes to practice acrobatics at the gym. That's his workout.
Okay.
And so he will like an Olympian on the parallel bars. He gets up on there, does a couple dips, pushes himself up, and then uses his core to bring his feet up and does a handstand. He's probably 10 feet in the air at this point, does a handstand, and then dismounts by doing a spin and a fall to the side. It's impressive. But
former gymnast, obviously.
I'm telling you, it
takes one to know one, right?
It takes one to know one, right? Exactly. Like I could do it. I choose not to. I have other things I'm focusing on while I go to the gym now. But it screams to me. It screams, look at me. Like it's a look. You can do whatever workout you want at the gym. He's not impeding necessarily on anyone's space. He does take up a wide. You've got to watch. Like I was trying to hang up a mat one time, and I had to wait for him to come down, so I wasn't in the dismount zone. Right, like. There's a lot of space he's taking up when he's doing these maneuvers.
There's a lot you got to worry about. You got to worry about the dismount zone. Got to worry about the squirt corner. There's a lot going on in that area.
That back area is a very functional fitness area. It's a danger. It can be. There's
a lot of different things going on there.
Course. But what if you saw someone doing that at your gym? What is your first? Because you should be able to do what you want to work out at the gym. Maybe this is what he wants to do, and he's not really hurting anyone. But it just screams, look at me, and that for some reason that bothers me.
It seems unusual, and I'm fine with it, except for the dismount part, because that means you're counting on everyone else being aware of what you're doing. And that is also, if you're impeding on other people's ability to do things, like there's guys at my gym that will grab the dumbbells and then hold onto the rack and then do fucking rows.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
so
cool.
You're on the rack now.
I'm like, great. Yeah. I guess I can't use it. Or they'll get them out and they'll do shrugs, or they'll do fucking curls. And I'm like, hey, asshole, I need to put my shit away, or I need to get those. And I used to be really polite. Now I just walk in front of them and I just get whatever I need to get.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, my bad. I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking moron. You're taking up all the space. Because I'm the same way. It's like, guys that are going to do like, extensive like clean and press or whatever. I don't see it a lot, but they make a lot of noise. They, slam the shit down or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like, it's kind of obnoxious, but I'm like, whatever. You're doing the exercise. I understand. It's whatever. No big deal. Or a person that's like, as they're punching the bags, and they have to be really loud. Because, the people that obviously know what they're doing don't make a scene. You know what I mean?
That's
they
exactly
do their shit. And you're like, that's the guy you don't want to fucking mess with. The guy who's got the fucking Muay Thai boxers on. You know, like the shorts, and this guy's like, when he hits it, it sounds like someone chopping wood. You're like, fuck me. Okay. And he's not going, hi-ya! Whenever he does it. He's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. That guy knows what he's going on. I'm always just a big fan of like, when you are in a shared space, be respectful of everyone that's in the shared space.
Sure.
Don't put someone else out because you want to do what you want to do. That's always the core of what annoys me about people in general. It's the same thing about people who don't put their carts away.
Right.
People who walk on the streets of Chicago, 5 people wide.
Yep.
You know, like they're doing some sort of flying duck, flying V sort of, arrangement and shit like that. So in this sense, like, I don't give a shit if that guy wants to do that sort of stuff, but like the dismounting part is the one thing that kind of like bothers me, because I'm like, what if someone is walking by and they don't know what you're doing? Because that's a very unusual thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like the first time it caught my eye, because I was like, there's someone inverted like with his, where how high up the bar was, then he's inverted. I'm like, I'm catching something 10 feet in the air. My eyes like, what the fuck is going on? Finally, I'm like, all right, this guy, if I see him, I know to expect that. But yeah, if you're walking by and you just see someone all of a sudden go up, you're like, whoa,
Yeah. That's, I don't know. Like I said, like it does seem show offy, but I'm like, also, I mean, people do that all the time at the gym anyway, in so many different ways.
Well, and that's
look
at
all the weight I have on the bench. Look at all the weight I have on the squat. Look at all as they, touch the bags. People are always doing obnoxious shit like that. So to some extent, it's kind of expected. But I'm like, when you're doing dismount shit and whatever, and of course, you're gonna notice someone who's like, look at me doing a handstand next to the squirt corner. Like, people are gonna notice that. You know?
Because the people, and it's something that I have softened to, is the people who, like, if you want to, like I said, you should be able to do whatever exercise you feel. If you want to shadow box, like if you've got an area that you're not impeding anyone else, shadow box. It is going to draw attention because not a lot of people do that, especially at Planet Fitness. Like if you've got a bag, like at the gym you go to, it's expected maybe someone's going to be doing some sort of a boxing routine. That I get that. Like, maybe you're shadow boxing, then you work the bag, then you do some hit stuff. Like that makes sense. At a Planet Fitness, that draws attention too, but maybe that's what you're doing. So I've warmed to all of that. This just seemed really like I'm going to invert myself on these dip bars, in this island where everyone on every side, you've got people working out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. You obviously have some skills. You know what you're doing.
Look, I'm not saying it's not impressive.
Maybe go do that at a gymnastics area.
Well, that's the other question. I'm like, if you've got this specialty you're working on, there's places that are probably more conducive and probably have more to offer you.
Are you like, hey man, I just want to see if I still got it, sort of situation? Right. Then I guess, but I don't know, whatever. I'm mixed on it. I'm like, to each your own. Just don't fuck up other people's experience.
That's why I wanted to get
your fucking cool thing.
Right. That's why I wanted to get a consensus, because I was like, at first it bothered me. Then I'm like, maybe I'm overreacting. So seems as though right down the middle is the consensus.
Yeah. My general thing is just don't ruin other people's experience because you want to do what you want to
do. Right.
Just don't be a dick. Don't be selfish.
Yeah. He's not.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'll give him this. He's not doing like backflips down the in between the two rows of machines. So
he's not doing a tumbling routine.
He's not doing a full tumbling floor routine. No, he's good there. On the pull-up bar, he's not doing big old loop-de-loos.
He's not doing. Amazing. He's not trying to do the pommel horse.
Exactly. Yeah, pommel horse on the bench where everyone's.
Yeah, he's like, you're like, dude, I just want to bench.
Can you do that on the one that doesn't incline? I need this one.
You go do that outside.
Do that. Go find a bike rack to do that on. I don't know what to tell you.
Do that somewhere else, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, that's good stuff.
Anyway, yeah.
So Noah posted something in the Discord. It was a little animated short. It was called Tuna 15, and I watched it.
I saw this get posted, and I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm glad you're bringing this up.
Very funny. It is a snippet of audio that someone animated.
Okay.
And the audio comes from a podcast called the Riddle Podcast. And it is a podcast that is hosted by Adil Rafai, Aaron Keefe, and John Patrick Kuhn. Okay. Adil was teaching at I.O. When I was at I.O. And they all are improv-based folks. Adil's also on the Tales from a Magic Tavern
Okay.
He plays a character there. And he was also a voice in one of the Jackbox games. Like he was like a narrator and stuff like that. So these are very talented improv based people, and sort of what they do is they will try to answer a riddle, and then they'll have fun with it. And then based on what they talk about, they do a short improv scene.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
They just improv, and it's super fun. And this thing that Noah posted was a clip from that, and it was so fucking funny and so good. And it was absolutely fantastic. I'm like, well, I want to check out this podcast now because I want to see what it's all about. And one of their most recent podcasts features Luke Knoll,
No
who
shit.
was
Oh,
a classmate
fun.
of mine
Yes.
at IO, who went on to
Be a guest on our
SNL
show
for a year. And now he's like a full-fledged comedian and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, well, this is just great. And if you guys want to check it out, I mean, he's Luke was what episode was he? My podcast, Luke Knoll. It's an early one.
The highlight undoubtedly
Episode 28
of his career was appearing
Right.
on here. Like,
episode 28, audio only. You got to go find it. That we have it up on podcast on YouTube by then. But he was, we had a good time. We were talking about fun conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So love Luke. Luke is a special place in my heart. He's a good dude. He's very funny.
yes.
And they're talking to him up front at the top of the show, and they're like, "Hey, man, so SNL 50th just happened. So were you invited to go celebrate?" He goes, "Actually, I was. I went for the concert." He goes, "I paid my own way. I bought my own plane ticket.
That's rough.
I paid for my own lodging."
Yeah.
And I got to go there. He goes, "It was kind of weird." He goes, "I was kind of expecting some, like, going back and confronting some of your high school bullies kind
Ooh,
of situation." He goes, "But
interesting.
the vibes were good." He goes, "But it was really weird because I'm standing around looking around at 300 other people who were personally fired by the man who is celebrating being 50 years of this show. And we're all looking around and be like, we all got fired by the same guy. Like every single one of us was fired. And then the guy who fired us is like, hey, I'm throwing a party. Why don't you come hang out?"
That's
you know,
a really great way to look at it.
and like entertainment industry is so weird
It's so
because any other job, imagine getting fired and they're like years later being like, "Hey man, we're throwing a 50th anniversary of our company. Why don't you come to this party?"
Oh,
Like you're probably gonna throw
great.
a brick through the fucking window, you know? Like
That's such a great point. I never thought of it in that regard. In my mind, I just think of it for everyone who chooses to leave on their own. And like, I had a great run here. I've got some opportunities.
Mhm.
This is going to be my last year. But so many were just asked not to come back.
Right.
So many.
yeah. That got me thinking about just, Jill being in HR. I go, can you imagine being an HR person,
Oh my
in
God.
like the NFL for like an NFL team,
Right.
or, something that's just not what we typically think of. Right.
Right. Star Wars.
And yeah, exactly. Right. You gotta have, that has to exist somewhere.
Yeah.
So like you start looking at the differences between like the entertainment industry and everything else. And just, I don't know, the concept of like, hey man, come on back. Woo woo. We've been around for a while and you were a part of that for a year. You should come hang out. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. This is kind of weird. I mean, Luke said it was an awesome show. It's like,
Oh,
it was
yeah. I mean, the
great.
concert
He laughed
was
because
phenomenal. Yeah.
he laughed because he said they were selling $150 ornaments that were
Wait,
like SNL 50. They're like, and he goes, but they're all $150. And he said there was a lot of people joking like, Lauren's not gonna give us an ornament. We got to pay for the ornament. Okay, like $150. Like,
That's steep,
okay.
man. Jesus.
Yeah. He's like, they had their own merch and stuff like that. And he's like, Lauren's not going to give us any merch. Okay. All right. I see how it is. Like, it's kind of a weird thing.
Not everyone
But,
left there to have a, illustrious movie career. Like some people are still working comics. Like they're making it, but they're not gajillionaires.
Yeah.
That's
I
rough. That's tough, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was just a weird concept of, because also like, I don't know, man. Like I remember early on in doing improv and stuff like that, people were like, "Oh, so you're going to be on SNL?" And I was like, "No, I don't think that's for me."
I'm just here
Like,
to
what
have
do you
fun.
mean? I'm like, that seems like an absolute nightmare
Yeah.
to work on that show. And I don't want to do that. I don't thrive in that environment.
Yeah, that is not like there are people, even the people who are programmed to work like that, like who have that, like, I want to be under, like, in a stressful situation, I thrive under that. Even those people talk about how difficult it is to keep pace with everything going on there. So someone who is not predisposed to that, that would be your waking nightmare.
As someone
100%.
who hated the repetition of like the grind of the hotel,
Sure.
which is like,
Sure.
we check them out.
Yeah.
When we check them in, repeat the next day. It's like, that was awful, let alone this, where it's like, we're going to put on a live show every week.
A 90-minute live show.
And you get 1 day off a week. That's it. And this is what you have to, I'm just like, that sounds, I know that it's like every day it's feast or famine. Like, you have to fight for your right to be included in the show, whether it's writing, whether it's acting, whatever it is. Like, you have to constantly fight every single goddamn day. And I was like, man, I feel like we've evolved past that. The years of cavemen trying to fight for their food every single goddamn day. I'm like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot.
Let me ask you this: if there's, I'm thinking of a very specific person who let a group of us go, and if you got asked to come back for a celebration,
fuck you, Sean.
No, you wouldn't do it. No, what are you talking about? You
talking about the guy who withheld 1 week's vacation pay from me because I told him I was leaving. I didn't give him a 2-week notice. I said, I'm leaving in a week. He's like, oh, well, then I'm not going to pay you for 1 week of your vacation. I'm like, that's illegal, right?
But what if he gave you a free ornament? What if he paid for the ornament?
Oh, thank God.
I'm just saying.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, fuck that guy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, that's a perfect example of like how that just wouldn't work in the normal world. To be like, no,
at all.
Absolutely not. No. Look at my butthole. I don't care. Like, I won't have anything to do with you. Like, absolutely. Yeah. There's only one person I've blocked on LinkedIn, and it's that guy. Like, I was like, I don't ever want to have anything to do with that guy. I don't want to see anything that he ever says or does or anything. Not that I'm on LinkedIn, but as soon as that happened, I'm like, I'm blocking this motherfucker. Like,
fuck you, I'm done. Yeah.
It's like this guy, oh my God. It just always brings back the fury because he bullied me because I didn't have the resources to take him to court over $500.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And to this day, like, that bothers me. And I was just like, 100%. I was like, God, I hope he does that to the wrong person. Hope he does that to the wrong person. He picks the fight with the wrong person and they fucking take him to town because I'm like, you can't keep doing that shit.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing that shit. You can't keep treating people that way because that eventually will bite you in the ass. I was like, you want to talk about an NPS score for those guys? Tell you what, they are on my shit list. I'll be like, won't recommend them for shit,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I actively root against most of what they're doing. Yeah. And look, the other thing is a lot of the people who work for them and through them, a big fan of, I wish them no ill will, but there was so much distaste based on that one interaction and just the way everything was handled. It was just a shitty, that was not how you do business. 100%.
His partner, business partner, Patrick, reached out to me years later.
Really?
He was
for an opportunity?
Hey. No, he was like, he was working on some sort of LMS that he was building. And he goes, hey, I see that you're in the training field. I was at SMS at the time. He's like, would your organization be interested in possibly exploring this? And I was like, I have no ill will towards him. Like, I was happy to have a conversation with him. I'd be like, hey, this looks cool. We probably won't do it knowing how we operate and stuff like that. But I was happy to have a conversation with him. Yeah. He's like a business guy and whatever. And as Sean said, he went to computer camp, so he understands this stuff. He's such a fucking idiot. What a fucking sleazy douchebag.
I didn't mean to open the wound. I'm sorry.
No, it's just I don't know. But he's again. We talk about people who just are like in it for the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh,
like that guy,
without a doubt.
That guy just got rock hard on. He's like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He wants to have the power and he wants to have the influence. He wants to seem like a business guy. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
That's why he would post about gym tan laundry and
hashtag
he'd take
GTL.
us out to a meal. Remember when he was like, hey guys, I'm going to be your new boss. Let's take you out to eat. We're going to get this, steak béarnaise. I don't know. Someplace along the water.
Oh, that's river. Right. We went to, that's
Yeah. And he like wore a shirt, but he was like, he had like a jacket, and he also had like a collared shirt, but he had the collared shirt open a lot of ways so you could see his chest, and it was shaved.
It was clean.
And it was like really uncomfortable, just like everything he was doing. He
It's
was
like,
just,
are you
talking
trying
sleazy.
to fuck us? What's going on?
He's like, hey guys, yeah, da-da-da. I'm just like, ugh. I liked him at the time, and then I realized I'm like, oh, you're a bad business guy. Like he refused to pay our vendors. I'm sorry, this is not what we're doing this podcast for. This is a
I think it was called. Well, currently it's called River Roast.
Okay,
I think that's So if you want, food was great, guys. So if you want to go a fine meal in Chicago, check out River Roast.
Yeah.
At
anyway,
whatever the address is. But yeah, look. Needless to say, you would not be. The entertainment industry operates in its own bubble. It does
honestly,
not work that way.
Would suck. That would suck. Imagine working at a place and not having a good experience.
Yeah.
But they're super fucking popular and powerful.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey guys, we're throwing a little party.
Yeah.
You're invited. Got to pay your own way, but you're invited. You're like, I mean, I probably should go. You know?
It's weird because
I should probably be there.
And
by the way, I'm not saying that's what Luke's experience was. I'm just saying,
no, not at all. I'm just saying what's weird about it is that it is it's also such an institution. Like even regardless of how I'm trying to think how to say this. Regardless of like how good or bad your experience was, there's no denying the cultural impact it's had on the industry that you're in, and like in a good way for most of the conversation. And so like, even though you had a bad experience, you also have to hold two sides of that thought in your head. Like, I had a bad experience, but I can't deny like what this is and the legacy that comes from it. And a lot of my contemporaries have gotten their careers through this. Maybe some people I'm still friends with. So like, it's just that weird, like I had a bad experience, but so many of the people that I roll with or I do sets with have had good experiences or whatever it is. It's a very hard, it's just a very hard thing psychologically, I would think, to navigate.
Yeah.
Just how do you hold those two notions simultaneously in your head?
Yeah. I think that's a tough industry because you have to, even if it like something doesn't go well, you still have to put on a really brave, happy face because everyone knows everybody. And if you piss in the pool and you're fresh out of chlorine, you know, Justin,
I do know
that movie?
I'm very familiar with that movie.
What's that from, Justin?
The Lawnmower Man.
Got it.
Sorry. Death to Smoochie.
Nails it. Got it.
Every time.
Fucking nailed it. 2 for 2 on the same quote. Who'd have thought?
Yep. It was just such a popular line. They reused it when they wrote Death to Smoochie.
They use it all the time.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
I saw it in a Snuggle commercial.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Because Snuggle is often, little known fact, Snuggle sponsors the Squirt Corner in all of the Planet Fitness locations.
That is a fact, is what that is.
Yeah.
That's what we call
facts.
Because
the Snuggle is there to clean up the Squirt Corner.
On that note,
hey, you ran marathons. Right?
I did, Doug. I did. I've run 2.
You ran 2.
Yep. Utah.
How'd you count them? 2. How would you feel if you were like, I don't know, you're on the 3/4 of the way through it, someone hands you a cup, you drink it, and then you're like, that kind of tastes weird. It's weird. This seems like it almost had like
you
a little
saying
bit of...
that just gave me goosebumps. I don't like just thinking of that, like legitimately just gave me goosebumps.
It's like you take a drink and you're like, oh, there's a hair. Oh, what's that from? It's probably from me. And you look at the cup briefly and there's just like a little spot of blood on it. And you're like, what the fuck? And you also realize the cup is like a little crinkled already.
Yep.
And you're like, the fuck is this? And then you find out later that they're like, hey, I'm sorry. We ran out of cups. So we had to reuse them.
I'd be less than thrilled. Is what I would be. I think I would be less than thrilled. I would be furious if I knew that I was. Look, there's a lot of things when you're running a marathon. Like a lot of stuff goes out the window, right? Like a lot of there are people who shit themselves while they're running. There are people who throw up. And you have to run around that. You might get there's a lot of The body does
so
weird.
disrespectful. Again, we're shared space. Can you not be selfish?
Can you not
Can you
shit
be respectful
yourself?
of everyone around her? Can you just not
Please.
throw up?
For
Come on,
26 miles, just don't shit yourself. That's all I'm asking.
That's all I'm asking.
Come on.
Come on.
When the body is
Share the
pushed,
road.
when the body's pushed to limits, it does weird things. That's all I'm saying. So
man.
you learn as you're training for it, whatever. You learn to be like, hey, some gross shit might happen. This is not all pretty. That to me is gross and egregious because it's avoidable. So I would be furious on that. I would be furious.
To be clear, this happened at the Brighton Half Marathon.
Half marathon? They couldn't even fucking stock enough for a half marathon? Come on!
Man. They apparently they rinsed and reused them, so they did wash them to some degree. Wash, I think, is a pretty powerful
right
overstatement.
They just
of what happened.
They dipped them in and just shook them off.
They're just like took a garden hose, was like
right.
shh. Air dried them, and they're like, "Cool, there we go. We're good. We're good." But guess what? A leading virologist said the risk of passing on germs was very low.
That's great. It's still gross.
Yeah,
I don't care. The risk of I don't give a shit about the risk. That's gross.
You should. You don't know who's cup. They didn't be like, well, this was Justin's cup, so we better hang on to it just in case. You have no idea whose cup you're drinking out of.
That's true. I like how they describe it as an error of judgment.
The viral just wanted to say it's not ideal, but the only thing you can really catch is coughs and colds.
Great. Great. Runners were
if
told
anyone has got a cold having run the marathon, they might have actually been cooking one themselves because someone sometimes doing vigorous exercise reactivates the cold virus. Sure,
let's justify this however we fucking can. Runners, they said that the runners were told cups were being reused at the time. Here's the thing. Now, again, this is a half marathon and not taking away. At the end of a full marathon, there's very little that I'm paying attention to. I'm like, it's just, all I'm focusing on is left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot.
Keep
left foot,
moving,
right
don't
foot.
stop.
My hip
if
hurts.
I stop, I won't get
I will
back
die.
up.
Yeah. So, but even at a half marathon, you're running 13 miles. That's what are the runner especially if it's hot out, this picture, it looks warm. So what are they going to do? They're going to refuse water? That's not safe. So as they're running by, they're handing the cups. By the way, this is used.
You'll probably figure it out.
Make sure there's nothing floating in it. It's just bro, what is that? No.
The other option is you get a bunch of kids with super soakers and you just spray people as they come by.
I'd rather have that, personally. Just open your mouth and hope some gets in there.
Been there.
Squirt
but yeah, it's but then you don't know who's been drinking out of the super soakers, Well,
no one's mouth is on it.
We've all done it, Justin.
Yes.
Don't pretend to me as a kid you didn't suck on your water guns. All right.
Yes, I did, and it always had that same weird plastic taste.
It did.
I don't know what that
weird water flavor that I want to put in our own sports drink. Okay. I want to capture that flavor.
Yes.
I want to put it in a sports drink.
We could make millions off of nostalgia.
And when people be like, "Yeah, man, I remember this."
Maybe V Shred will sponsor it.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
It's
pretty gross.
Horribly gross.
And it's unfortunate. Does it make it better or worse? What if you knew who it came from?
No, because again, I know what fluids are excreted while you're running long distances. And it's just I don't know that someone didn't backwash into the cup. Sure, they're rinsed out. What does that mean?
What if you knew who had drank from it? You knew them, right?
Sure.
You knew exactly who it was. Does that make it better or worse?
I don't neutral? I don't doesn't
because I liken it to this, right?
Sure. I don't want you to spit in my mouth, Doug. Is that what you're asking?
Listen, we all have needs, okay? I'm just saying.
Don't pretend as a kid.
We're good friends. We've been friends for over 13 years at this point.
Yes.
Okay. Majority of which we've been doing this podcast.
Agreed. Yes.
But I'm thinking it's you go into a hotel room, right? And you get rested and you see there's the hair on the comforter. You're like, gross, ew. I don't know whose that is, but you come stay at my house. You see a hair in the guest room bed. You're like, nah, it's Doug's.
What
You know?
is it?
And you're like, and you go, you know,
Is it short? Is it short and curly?
I mean,
Because then it's
what else is it gonna be, Justin?
You
Look at
don't
me.
leave
What's it
hair
gonna be?
behind.
I don't leave hair behind.
Well, that's why I asked what's a short and curly. Like if it's longer, I'm like, well, Jill's been in the room. But yeah,
Yeah, you know, it's not a Jill hair, but it's a Doug hair. It's like, well,
It's a Doug-
it's
I'm like,
his back.
it's
You're like, you yep, it's from his front. It's probably close to the left areola is where I'm thinking it's from.
Yep, that's It's got a little bit of thyme, maybe a little garlic in there. That's from the left areola.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll give you another example. All right, what you go to use the bathroom at your corporate office, right?
Okay,
you sit on the toilet and it's warm, and you're like, ooh, someone else has been here. Like, I know other people use this, but someone was just here.
Sure.
Like, but okay, so there's that, right? It's like, oh, it could be anybody. It could be anybody here. But you go to use it, and as you're about to go in there, Haig comes out, pulling up his pants. He's like, hey, buddy, how's it going? Have fun. And then you go in there and you're like, well, at least I know it was Haig that was in there. You know, does that make it better or worse?
Haig makes it worse. Haig makes it worse. Because I don't know how his aim is front or back. So I don't know what's going on in that toilet seat. Haig.
There's a little bit of splash damage, okay?
Exactly. Like there's like at the very top of the toilet seat, like if you're looking at it, it's like at the 12 o'clock, there's a little teeny skid mark. And I'm like, how? How did that happen?
Yeah. Right.
I
It's
don't
like you think
that.
everything's fine until you lift up the seat and you see, like, you know, the Jackson Pollock that is underneath. And you're like, oh man, there was some force that went into this, you know?
What? Someone had Panda Express.
Like this is some bubbling over spaghetti sauce right here. This is getting everywhere, you know?
I'll tell you what, someone didn't eat at that Chicago restaurant that I named and I can't remember now. I was going to do a callback.
Chicago roast.
I failed.
Chicago
River
roast.
roast. That's what it was.
That's what I got it right.
We
I
got
it
there,
right.
guys.
You heard me.
You heard me. Long story short, gross, do better, Brighton.
Gross, do better. You didn't answer my question. Is it better or worse if you know who had drunk from it before?
Better. If it's
fine.
If I have to pick between the two,
are we done now?
Better.
Can we move on?
If it's Haig coming out of the bathroom, worse.
If Haig drank from the cup, is it better or worse?
God, that's a tough one. Is Haig running the marathon, or was he just there drinking the cup?
Does it matter if he was running or if he was just there? Is it better or worse?
Marginally. Matters marginally.
This is all math, Justin. It all adds up, okay?
There's equations we got to do, Doug. There's equations.
You got to take everything into consideration here, okay? It's a big fucking deal. All right, Justin, let's play a game. You
Let's
ready?
do it. I'm ready. Oh, Christ.
All right. We got the game is back once again. We're playing a game where I play Justin an audio clip from a film, and he has to tell me what film it's from. Justin, are you ready?
I was ready all day. Let's do this.
All day. Here we go. Here's your first one.
Penitent man is humble, kneels before God.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's buying time.
I was debating on if I should make the Lawnmower Man joke again.
I was like, I can tell. I was like, he's like, oh yeah, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it?
Have I run it into the ground? That's The Last Crusade. That's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
That's right.
I almost wore all three of them. I almost wore the VHS tapes out. I played them so often when I was a kid.
It's a good pick then, because then you're like, oh, those. Penitent Man. I know what that means.
Yes,
that's how I learned what penitent meant, was by watching that film.
Penitent man shall pass. Penitent. And then you cut to Sean Connery sweatily going,
penitent, because he's been shot in the stomach and he's like, I'm dying. You know?
Yeah. It was very hard to hear at first, but you as soon as I heard Pennington, I'm like, we're done. You can cut it off here.
I was like, I figured as much.
Done.
So
Neil.
boom shakalaka.
Yes.
I got a good one. I picked one that I was like, yes, he knows. He knows. All right.
All right.
Here we go.
Feeling
Here's number
confident.
2. Here we go.
Rollo Tomasi.
Is there more to that, or am I supposed to guess?
Rollo was a purse snatcher. My father ran into him off duty, and he shot my father 6 times and got away clean. No one even knew who he was. I just made the name up to give him some personality.
It gave you
That's-
a longer one there.
That's a clip that runs through your head normally?
Yeah.
Why?
I actually did. I would have just given you the name to see if you could grab it, but I gave you more context
Roland
because
Tomasi?
I am a merciful God. So,
What's the name? Roland Tomasi? Play it again. I had a hard time hearing.
Okay, here we go.
Rollo Tomasi.
Rollo Tomasi. Rollo.
Is there more to that, or am I supposed to guess?
Rollo was a purse snatcher. My father ran into him off duty, and he shot my father 6
Spacey?
times and got away clean.
Kevin
No one
Spacey
even knew who he
the
was.
second voice, yes.
I just made the name up to give him some personality.
It's not Usual
Good job.
Suspects, is it?
It's not Usual Suspects.
So Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes, Kevin Spacey famously in
Yes.
that film. Yes. He plays the was it the Weasels? All 3 of them.
Little known fact. He plays not Lola Bunny. That's Space Jam. What was Roger Rabbit's the sexy redhead?
It was a Jessica Rabbit.
That's the one. Yeah. All right, that joke died.
Bunny.
Jesus Christ, falling apart at the end here. I'm blanking on this one, man. This one you got. Give me the year.
1997.
Perfect. L.A. Confidential.
It is.
Nailed it.
Nice.
I've only seen it once.
Nice.
I've only seen it once.
Only once?
Yes, only once. I enjoyed it, but I
such a good movie.
that's a tough pull because I was like, yeah, I've only seen it once. So, but yes, it is a good movie.
How did
I
you
really
get
enjoyed
there
it.
from the year?
Well, I knew what he had been in, and I was like, well,
Okay.
it seems like a cop procedural, like
Right.
it, like yeah, contextually,
It clicked.
yeah.
Okay.
Is it Guy
All right,
Ritchie?
nice
was the
job.
other voice, or
What's that?
who was the other voice? Was it Guy Ritchie?
Oh my God. Pierce. Oh my God.
Wait,
Why
is
can't I
Ellie-
think of his name? Guy Pierce.
Not Guy Ritchie. Guy Pearce. Sorry, that's yes.
Guy Pearce.
Yes.
Guy Pierce. My hint was gonna be that Danny DeVito's in this movie.
Yes. Plays a wonderful role.
Yeah, he does. He's very, very good in that one. All right, good
All right,
job.
cool.
All right. On to
We're
the
going.
third one. Here we go.
Here we go.
You know, I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this shit.
I love the quote, though I don't know where it's from.
Out of context.
That is
It's the
wonderful.
fucking best.
That is wonderful. Please, Scooby Doo. What is it again? Play it again. That's amazing.
You know, I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this shit.
I don't know what that is, but I love it. I love. Is it Scooby Doo? Is it the live action Scooby Doo?
Wouldn't I be like, yeah, it is actually Scooby Doo?
Was it Scooby Doo Part 2?
It was not.
Okay. Boy, howdy. What year did it come out?
2021.
Oh, yeah, sure. Captain America Civil War.
No.
Got it. I don't know what year that came out.
Obviously.
Shit. Wait, no. Sorry. Now I'm on like Endgame came out like 2019, right? So that would have been, didn't it? When did Endgame come out? Sorry. I'm
That's fine.
deviating.
2019 is when Avengers
Okay.
Endgame came out.
Got it. So that, yeah, Civil War would have been much sooner than that. So that's not right. 2021?
Mm-hmm.
These Scooby. The I know magic word. That part sounds familiar, but I cannot place it.
Yeah.
All right,
Can you place who's speaking? 'Cause that's a
Sarah
bit
Jessica
difficult.
Parker.
Is not Sarah Jessica Parker.
Okay.
Oh my
Is
God.
it Sarah Michelle Gellar.
It's not Sarah Michelle Gellar. I said 2021.
Is it Catherine
Not
Zeta-Jones?
1991.
I'm just gonna say 3 named people from now on.
There we go.
Yeah.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Was it Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
Thomas Hayden Church is
Uh,
actually in this movie.
he was in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Hayden Church was in this movie.
I was just being a smartass. I'm like, actually, he is in this movie.
It's not Spider-Man 3.
What do you mean, Spider-Man 3?
Didn't he play Sandman? Wasn't that Thomas Hayden Church? Am I
He
thinking of the
wasn't-
wrong
yeah,
guy?
he played
yeah,
Sandman.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the Punisher? He wasn't the Punisher.
Not-
That was someone
Nope,
else.
it wasn't the Punisher.
Dude, I'm falling apart at the end of this podcast. I'm telling you right now. My mind is
You're like, I'm dying.
my mind is mush.
I'm dead.
So Tom, give me any other clues you got on this one. Get me out of this.
Alfred Molina's in it.
Tom, 2021. Is this Spider-Man? Is this No Way Home, Far From Home?
It is Spider-Man No Way
No
Home.
Way Home. I was like, Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. Which one was it? Yeah, this was
That's why you said Spider-Man 3. I'm like, what do you mean Spider-Man 3?
okay. All right, oh, cool. So it was technically Spider-Man 3, and it had the guy from Spider-Man 3. And that's amazing.
That's why I was like, which one are you talking about?
I got you. Yeah.
I was like, tell me more. Tell me more what you mean by Spider-Man 3.
Who were those voices? I cannot.
Zendaya as
Okay.
MJ. And then Scooby-Doo the shit is Doctor Strange. It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Damn.
Let's listen to it again.
You know, I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this shit.
And of course,
Do you remember what scene that's from?
when you say it,
When you say it, I saw you go, fuck.
I can hear it now. Yeah. I still can't place the scene. No.
So this is after, obviously, Peter Parker has, messed up the spell, and some of the creatures are coming. People that know him are coming into the world, and Doctor Strange has been like, "You gotta go out. You gotta find these." He's like, get out there and Scooby-Doo this shit. He's all pissed off because Peter has messed all the stuff up.
Yeah.
And Zendaya's there, and she's like, I know a couple magic words myself, starting with the word please. And he's like, fine, please, Scooby-Doo this shit. He just wants him to go and get all this stuff put back together so they can send him back and fix everything. So it's one of my favorite lines in the movie.
I need to watch.
I did not expect to hear it, and it was so great.
I think I've actually only watched that movie once as well. I do feel like I need to go back and rewatch that one because it was good. I enjoyed it.
I just rewatched all of those. I did Homecoming, Far From Home, and then No Way Home, and then I did the Spider-Verse.
Nice.
Just recently rewatched all of those. So, big deal. I'm a big deal. Justin, good job.
Woo, that was a
good job.
Started off easy, and then we ramped into some. It was a good one. It was a tough one.
That was good. That's what we like. What we like to see. Put you a little bit of challenge on it. You know what I'm saying?
A little schmag.
Justin, what you got to recommend this week?
I'm going to come back and say it one more time because the season finale just aired last week. Severance. If you have not watched this film, it's good enough to be a film. If you've not watched this television show, watch the goddamn show. It's so fucking good. I'm not going to sit here and tell you why. Again, just go watch it and find out for yourself. Right? I can't spoon feed you everything. Stop asking me. But go watch it. It's amazing. Please watch Severance. Doug, what do you got?
Is this like Ted Lasso? You gonna recommend it over and over again?
No, this is the end of Severance. Until season 3 comes out. I'm jived because the season finale I thought was fucking awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm currently riding a Severance high. That wave will wane a little bit.
It will temper
It
itself.
will temper itself, and I will be on to other stuff. I have some other really good recommendations. So we'll get to those. But Doug, what do you got
Nice.
in the meantime?
I just watched Nosferatu on Peacock.
Nice.
Thanks, Peacock. I knew what I was like, this is a vampire flick and everything like that. Solid, man. It was solid. It's a very classic sort of like if you've seen, any Dracula film or something like that, it's very familiar, but man, tonally it was great. Filming was good. Acting was great. Definitely got me. I was like, dude, if you're going to play a Curse of Strahd campaign, you got to watch this movie to kind of really get you in the mood. I'm
Nice.
like, damn.
Yeah.
This, I was just like, yeah, okay. I'm feeling all this sort of stuff, all the different abilities and things like that. It was pretty cool. It was very good film. I really liked it. So
I love
highly
it.
recommend it.
That's on
Yeah,
my watch list. So I gotta pop that one on.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Nice.
I recommend it.
Booyah.
All right, gang. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you as always. Do us a solid. Check us out at youtube.com/mindgappodcast. You can watch the video there. Leave a like and a subscribe. That would be great because that's a free way of supporting the podcast. Also, feel free to leave us a comment. What do you think about, which fictional character would you swap with for a day? Is Justin's handstand guy out of line? Do you have a boss that fired you? And if he invited you back years later to the celebration, would you go? Let us know. Let us know all about that stuff. How would you feel about drinking reused cups at a half marathon? We'd love to hear all about it in those comments. Do us a favor and just share us around. We appreciate that. And also check the links in the description for links to our Discord, our Patreon, and our merch at Redbubble. And check out Justin as well.
On Instagram at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, anywhere where you can find audio podcasts, you can find us. So go ahead and subscribe, download, listen, rate, review, all those things. Like Doug said, the big one is sharing. Let someone know that we exist. It goes a very long way, and we thank you in advance for that. And then twoeast8th.com, twoeast8th on all social media, loveandimprovfilm.com, Love and Improv Film on Instagram, and hopefully soon we'll be able to announce some things about Love and Improv. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I will say, Justin, thank you.
Douglas, thank you.
Listeners, viewers, thank you. And you all have a dandy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.